So December the 31st, I woke up early, right? Because the gym, YMCA closed at, 2 o'clock. So I woke up like 8 o'clock that morning and I worked out, right? So I get back home, you know, and I'm, you know, thinking about what I want to do for New Year's Eve, right? So I hear, while in the process of, you know, driving back home, I hear about this club, Club Onyx. It's a strip club located off of South Boulevard. I forgot what specific street, but it's like, I forgot where it's at, but it's like right off of South Boulevard, right? And they're talking about dropping $2,020, you know, at the end of the night, you know, when it turns 2020, the year 2020. I'm sitting back saying to myself, yeah, all it's gonna be is a bunch of $1 bills, and it's a good marketing scheme to get people in there, and they know that all of those dollars, all they're gonna do is just give those dollars right back to the strippers. You know, so I'm like, man, I'm not falling for that BS, you know. So I said to myself, what else would I want to do? You know, normally I sit at home, you know, I might have a drink or two or whatever have you, but that's about it. I don't really do too much on New Year's, just because of when I was younger. I mean, I used to do some of everything. So I'm kind of burnt out with this New Year's Eve thing, right? So I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna do something different this year. Right? Now, everybody knows that watches my videos knows that I contract for hire for Postmates. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to make some money. Instead of spending money, I'm going to make it. Right? So that was the plan. I was going to go out 5 o'clock and I was going to hustle all the way up till about 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, the reason why I say 3 is because it was several pizza parlors open, right? One of them being Fuel Pizza, located off of South Boulevard. The other one being Carmelo Pizza, located off of Park Road. And I think it was 2 other ones, right? Now, taking heed, there will be some people that will come and pick up their pizzas. But for the most part, after the New Year's comes, you know, people are gonna go home and they're gonna be hungry. So it made perfect sense to me. You know what? I'm gonna make some money, right? So 5 o'clock came. You know, I prior to, you know, 5 o'clock came, I took another shower. Now, normally I take like 3 showers a day. I take one in the morning before I go to the YMCA, one when I'm at the YMCA, and then the second one when I'm at the YMCA, and the third one is when I leave back out to, you know, go out there and hustle with Postmates, right? So I take my shower, I leave out. It's about 5:30 by the time I get to Uptown, right? So I'm driving up West Boulevard, and it's like crickets. It's nobody around, and I'm sitting back saying to myself, hold on, you know, I'm thinking like, yo, doesn't it supposed to be hype? I mean, doesn't it supposed to be people walking around and you know, having fun, and on Camden Road, and Brick Pizza supposed to be open, and all of these restaurants supposed to be open, and everything's supposed to be lit, right? So as I'm driving up West Boulevard, there's nobody out. Most of the restaurants are closed. I pull up at Fuel Pizza, and it's hardly anybody there. So then I get in my car, drive up the street, drive up South Boulevard a little bit, and then I get a delivery, right? The delivery is Carmela's, right? So I go to Carmela's, located off of Park Road. I pick up 2 deliveries. I drop off one, and I noticed that the second one was in Uptown. Now, Uptown is having this New Year's celebration where they drop the crown. You know, instead of like the ball and pause in New York, they dropped the Queen's crown. And they blocked off South Tryon and a couple of other streets. So I call a dude because I see that his street, he's located in Uptown, and I'm assuming that I can't get to him, right? So I call him. He says, nah, man, you know, the cars are driving through here. You know, you can get through here. You know what I'm saying? So I drive up to where he's at. And I'm looking around and I'm like, wow, there's nobody really here. What is going on? And I'm getting pissed off because it's like, yo, I want to make some money, right? So I drop off his pizza, whatever have you. I come back up South Boulevard. I get the Fuel Pizza and it's packed, right? So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to make some money. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm not getting any deliveries, right? So boom, I get like 3 deliveries. So I go drop off those deliveries, right? Now it's going on 11 something. I mean, a whole city, like all around Uptown, you know, East Boulevard, Park Road, West Boulevard, Bland Street, I mean, South End, Camden Road, South Tryon. It ain't nobody out, right? So I'm like, man, I'm starting to panic. I get another delivery. It's 2 deliveries, right? So the 2 deliveries is in the Epic Center, right? Located in Uptown. So I get up there and I'm like, whoa. This is where everybody's at. In the Epic Center and on South Tryon. I mean, you should have seen it. It was like women half naked, you know, dudes like got on shades and gold chains and just all types of races and ages, genders was all in Uptown, right? So I'm like, okay, I get it. They all up here, right? So I go get the order. It took me mad long because they would check your IDs to get inside the Epic Center, and then it was mad packed inside the Epic Center. I went to pick up a delivery from Urban Pizza, if those, you know, for those that are familiar with the Epic Center, right? So I'm sitting there. It's mad long because it's mad people in there, right? So I get the deliveries. I go out now. Taking heed as I'm driving. It's 987-654-321. Boom, Happy New Year, right? I see firecrackers going everywhere around the city. You know, I'm hearing, you know, as I'm driving by apartment buildings, everybody yelling and screaming and all the rest of that, right? So, make the long story short, I finish my deliveries. It's about 12:30, right? I start seeing white people, right? And they're walking, you know, like just everywhere, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, you know, things are gonna pick up or whatever have you. And as I'm making, I pick up some more deliveries, and as I pick up deliveries, I notice that it was a shift from 12 to 12:40. So all of a sudden, all of these people left out of Uptown, left out of Epicenter, and they're hungry and they want to eat. And they're drunk. They're tore up. Wherever they were at, they drunk like a goddamn sailor. So I'm talking, and listen, when I begin this story, from this point on, I'm not making this up. I am not embellishing on the truth. This is facts. So, it's 12:40, and I'm seeing white people staggering in the street. I'm seeing white people throw up. I'm seeing white people running, run for no reason, running as fast as they can, and they stop, and they look at each other and start laughing. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding me. I just don't understand it. Another white person over here taking off his shirt. It's 40-something degrees outside. He don't have no shirt on. A woman over here, white woman over here, she's throwing up, and then she's cursing out her husband. Both of them are drunk. Both of them are trying to stand up. So I dropped off some deliveries. I went back to Carmela's, right? It's popping. The deliveries are coming back to back. I'll go to Carmela's, right? The pizza parlor, right? I get there, I see a lady, right? She has on high heels, but her straps, the strap is strapped around her ankle, but the heels are like on the ground. So she's literally barefooted, and she's talking to her boyfriend. So I walk up on him, and she's like, "You can kiss my ass, cause I'm tired of your goddamn shit." So I'm like, all right, cool. I see how this is going, right? So in Carmelo's, there's a bar, and they playing rap music, and it's loud, right? Everybody tore up in there, you know. I come back out. Now I got 4 pizzas in my hand, right? The same broad is in a black dude's face talking about I know you, and I'll kick your goddamn ass. You don't tell me shit. And the dude was like, yo, man, listen, let me tell you something. If you don't get the fuck out of my face, bitch, I'ma smack the shit out of you. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's time for me to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to exit this stage because the shit is about to get real, right? So then I'm going towards my car, and he's like, yo, somebody come and get this bitch because I'm about to smack the shit out of her ass, right? So he looks at this white dude, and he's like, yo, this is your girlfriend? He's like, yeah. He was like, yo, you better pick her ass up. I'ma fuck her up right now, right? So he's trying to get his girlfriend, and she's like, nah, get away from me. He don't know who I am, so I get in the car. Now I gotta drop up the goddamn street, right? Up the parking lot, and they're in the middle of the street, right? So then I don't know why, but all of a sudden, another white girl comes out of the blue talking about some bitch, you don't know me, and I'll fuck you up. And they sitting there, and the bouncers are holding them. They're about to like really throw down. So I leave there, right? I'm driving further up the street. I'm seeing white people on the left. A couple, they're tonguing each other down. It's just out in the middle of the street. Out in the middle of the street. So I drop off my pizzas, right? To my deliveries, right? I go to this other place called Dilworth. I get there. Now, we're talking about different parts of Charlotte, right? So I get there, Dilworth area, like Freedom Park area. I just left Park Road, right? South Park area, right? I went over to, now I'm over to Dilworth and like Freedom Park, right? East Boulevard, that area, right? I get to Dilworth and I go to the bartender and I'm like, I'm wondering why is no tables and no chairs, situated, right? So she's like, yo, we shut down the kitchen. I don't even know why Postmates even gave you the order, because we not even making any food today. It's just partying, right? So all of a sudden, I see a water bottle go, and it hits the wall, BAM! Right? It almost hit me. Now I'm about to fuck somebody up. So it's this white dude, he drunk as shit. He walks out, right? So the bartender's like, yo, get him, right? So the bouncers go out looking for him, right? He manages to come back in, he's shoving, pushing everybody away. Next thing you know, the bouncers hemmed him up, bam! Hit him, rammed his ass into the goddamn door, shoved him out. He's like, you leave me alone, you leave. So one of the bouncers was black. He's like, man, I'll fuck you up. Black guy, get the fuck off of me. I'll fuck you up, right? So the black guy's like, yo, listen, let me tell you something. You got one more time to say anything about me, and I'm gonna bust your ass right here. I'm sitting here like, okay, man, I gotta get the hell up out of here, right? I get in the car. Now taking heat, I had to cancel the order because it never existed. So I'm driving out. Now the same dude that's threatening to fuck the bouncer up and threw that bottle of water on the fucking wall, he's sitting there and it's like he's crying, but he's not crying. And he's on his cell phone talking to his girl. And he's like, yeah, I saw you talking to that black guy and you're still talking to him. And they threw me out. I can't understand it. So I was like, you know what? Let me get out of here. Right? I get back up to Fuel Pizza. Now this was going on 2-something in the morning, right? Get up to Fuel Pizza, right? I see 2 white guys, and for some odd reason, they just bust out running. I just didn't get it. While all of this stuff is going on, there's no police officers around. No police officers. It's just white people wilding out in the middle of the street. Fuck yeah, wilding. Now, some people may sit back and say, well, where are the blacks? For some odd reason, the black people were civilized that particular day. I'm not lying. Us black folks, you would be proud of us. We were civilized. Wasn't no shootouts, wasn't no arguments, or none of that shit. It was just a bunch of white people wilding out, right? I go on Phil City Pizza. It is ridiculous in here. The lines is ridiculous. Everybody yelling and screaming and all types of stuff, right? So I say to myself, you know what, man? I ran out of gas. You know what? I had gas in my tank, but in order to get back home, I had to put some more gas in the tank because I was driving around the whole areas, and I wasn't paying attention to my gas, right? So I go up to the dude that works for Fuel Pizza, and I'm cool with him, right? So I'm like, yo, man, I'm just having a crazy day. All of this stuff is happening, and I just don't know why. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna pack it up and leave, right? I'm gonna give me some gas. So Fuel Pizza, right across from Fuel Pizza is a Shell gas station, right? And I fill my tank up with Shell gas. That's it. I don't go anywhere else. Now, If I have to, I'll go somewhere else if I'm running out of gas. But most of the time, 80-90% of the time, I get gas from Shell gas station. So I walk outside. I'm looking across the street, and it is 6 people. It's 2 black women, 2 white men, 1 black dude, and I think 1 or 2 white women, and they're fighting. I mean, they are, I'm not lying, I'm talking about a real fucking brawl. Like, they were throwing fists and kicking and all types of shit, and I'm sitting here looking like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me, right? So they broke up the fight, and I'm not lying to you. I am not lying to you. The ones that were fighting, all of them got in the same goddamn car and drove the fuck off. I said, let me get the fuck out of here. I have never seen or never witnessed a New Year's Eve like the one I witnessed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Never, ever in my life. And I've been in New York in New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Never. Atlanta, never. It was crazy. It was crazy. I just couldn't believe it. And as I'm driving to get on 77, going down South Boulevard and making that right in Roumont to get on 77, all I saw was white people staggering. One of them fell. Another one was being carried by 2 other people, and he was laid out like this. I mean, yo, it was ridiculous. And I vow to never attend never be out on New Year's Eve in Charlotte. Now, I didn't even get to the point where there were drunk drivers as well as weed heads that I had to deal with, and I almost got in a wreck a couple of times. It was real, man. Straight up, it was real. My name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.